Hey everyone, this is Ole Sharanki from Laddering Your Success, and you're listening to the LYS Podcast.
Hey, if you are a parent of a student who's about to graduate high school, you want to stick around and watch this video. My name is Festus Amoye. I'm the proud founder of Laddering Your Success. And in this series, Steps for Success, we're talking to parents of students who are about to graduate high school about the struggles that they're going to have in that process, but also some solutions that they can apply in that process. So today, we're going to talk about, should you go to college? Should your child go to college, right? Every parent wants their child to be successful and they want them to succeed. But oftentimes, if you are a first generation college going student or a first generation parent, sometimes you don't have all the tools that you need in order to tell your child how to succeed in college or not. And so in this series, we're going to help you do that. So we're going to use the Being, Knowing, Doing framework, which is the LYS framework, for kind of trying to make this decision if you should go to college or not. Because listen, education is for everyone. College might not be for you. And that's not a problem, okay? So there shouldn't be any shame in that. So let's start off with being. What's your child's character? What's your child's learning styles? What does your child like to accomplish? Do they like to work with their hands? Do they like to see an outcome? Are they very studious? Do they like to read? Do they like to study? That should be a factor in your decision making as to whether or not your child should go to college versus trade school versus community college versus all the different options that are out there. Okay, next, what does your child value? Okay, what do you value as a family? Again, a lot of people think that just because you don't go directly to college, that you don't value education or you don't value learning. That is not necessarily true. There are now so many different options for learning. And listen, now the bar for information is so much lower. 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, yes, you had to go to college to get information. But now you can go to the University or YouTube and learn just about anything. So you're not going to college for information anymore. Why are you going? So what do you value? Do you value theory or do you value practice? Do you value studying and learning the different concepts, or do you value being able to utilize that information properly? And so depending on where you're trying to go in life, what you're trying to do, what your plan is, that should be a factor in your decision making as you're talking about what should happen next. Next, let's talk about principles. Again, so in Being, Knowing, Doing, we talk about character, values, principles. What are the principles? What are the maxims that you're applying regarding going to college or not going to college? So let's talk about one real quick. We've heard this maxim or this principle, right? Work smarter, not harder, right? And so the thing is, what are you doing, or what is your plan or your process to challenge the way that you think so that you can work smart, okay? Working smart does not mean that you're also not working hard. It just means that you're using your full faculties. You're not just kind of mindlessly a zombie, just kind of going in and saying, we'll figure it out. And so with that being said, what's the principle that you're going to apply regarding enrollment, regarding applications, regarding your school choice, different kinds of things? Now, let's talk about knowing. So in the knowing aspect, we talk about knowing what resources are available and how to use them. What scholarships are available for your child? What grants are available for your child? Based off of what's happening on campus, what work study is available for your child? But not only that, also look at the career options that they're looking for or they're looking at, meaning knowing what they want to do as a career, and does it even require a degree? Or are there other options available in that career cluster that they could apply? Okay, and I know I'm giving a lot of info, but don't worry, we're going to break it down for you in this entire series, and trust me, you're going to love it. So next, let's talk about the school options. Do you know what options are available for what your child wants to do regarding their career choice? And then finally, let's talk about doing. We need you, I want you, we want to work together with you to create a plan, a process that you can execute for your child's success. So many people take what's called a gap year or a gap semester after high school when they can't quite figure out what they want to do. And so the problem with a gap year or a gap semester sometimes is you end up forgetting a lot of the academic things that you've learned. But also the other thing is, once your child's out of high school, some of those resources that the high school has aren't quite as available to your student, right? Because unfortunately, in the past, and don't get me wrong, it's getting a lot better now, the high school was really charged with just making sure your kid graduated, not being successful in life, right? That's your job. But don't worry about it. We're here to help you do that. So again, thanks for watching this video. And not only watching this video, if you're listening on the podcast, thanks for listening on the podcast. Okay. And make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the follow button so you can get more tips like this in the Steps for Success series for parents. It's time to take a step with Laddering Success.
Oh, you're still there? Well, thank you so much for listening to the LYS podcast.